Hi guys, I'm here with Rachel True. Rachel, how are you?
I'm awesome.
Good. Rachel's gonna read my palm in a bit, but first we're gonna.
No, I'm gonna read your
We're
tarot
gonna tarot
cards.
in a few, but first I'm just gonna ask you a few questions.
Awesome.
So, you obviously started in the craft.
I
So tell me
did.
how that came about. I heard that you were doing this kind of tarot stuff before the film you even tried out for the film.
Well, I was always really into tarot. I think I got a deck when I was a young teenager, and I was just sort of fascinated with the archetypes and the things that were on the cards, and I was very much into mythology too. So once I got into Joseph Campbell and the story of myth, that really sent me into studying tarot. So before the craft, I'd moved to California a month after the riots, which was really fun. I had been working a lot when I first got into town. I did CB4, Chris Rock movie, a bunch of TV stuff, and then all of a sudden I had a really slow period. And so most performers, when they have a slow period, they slowly go insane. And I was like, how about I just study something, throw myself into something I'm interested in? So I really delved into studying hardcore tarot and just how to utilize it for practical everyday life.
Mm-hmm. I heard that the role wasn't actually intended for you. They were trying to get another white lead.
They did. I know it sounds weird now, but back then it was sort of here's a black movie, and it's usually about someone in the hood, and here's a white movie over there. They were very separate. So when I read for that, my friend Jordan Ladd, who's been in a Quentin Tarantino movie, bunch of stuff, she called me up and she said, Rachel, there's this film you have to read for. So it's not actually how she sounds, by the way. But so I called my agents and I said, would you get me in on this? And they were like, no, you're too old. And I was like, yeah, no, I'm not. If anyone's going to be a little black witch in this town, it's me. And they were like, yeah, you're too old. So I found a manager who wanted to work with me, and I said, if you submit me for this, I'll work with you. So that's kind of how I got in on the movie in the first place. Mm-hmm. And they had sort of opened it up, but they weren't sure if they were going to go ethnic, and I'm glad they did, because so very many young ethnic girls of all backgrounds have come up to me and said it was just amazing that someone who kind of sort of looked like me was in that group and in that movie.